joining us. To my right is Senior Captain Charlie Drage, and to my left is Senior Captain David Wolsfeld.
Charlie, Hermantown took some consolation in the fact that they lost to a great hockey play. Can you just take us through that play, what you were thinking in that moment?
Well, right before that, I missed two. I missed a backdoor tap in from a great pass from Corey. And then David said, "You're going to get one back." And then I saw that cross-ice pass come, read it, and then I saw all four of them go into the zone, but there was one back deep in the zone. Took my ice and then just fired, and felt so good when that went in.
Did it look like there was much there? Because I mean, it seemed like you had no space.
No, yeah, there was not much there. So that was awesome. Shooting through his legs too, which for sure caused a little distraction.
That tap in, like in what way did you miss?
He just made a great save. I mean, I put all I could on it, and he just made a great save, so that was good by him.
Did it feel like that was like your shot there? Did it feel like that's kind of what it was going to take,
Yeah.
given how well he was playing in that?
Yeah, it was going to take that greasy goal or that play right there, our one chance.
Jeff, how many players can make a play like that and score? I think Pat Henderson, he saw an opening about this big.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Charlie do it all year. I think he's 36, 37 goals on the season, and he's found the back of the net. And this is a kid that had tons of chances as a sophomore and didn't score a goal, didn't score one, and so to stay, big picture, to stay with it, work on his shot, work on his scoring. But I knew the puck was on the right player's stick going into the zone with a chance there. So
Maybe he was saving them.
pardon me.
Maybe he was saving them.
Exactly.
I mean, you've had, what, like 30 points since y'all played Hermantown a little over a month ago? I mean, I'm guessing here. What's been going on with you since that game? Because you clearly played very, very well since Hermantown. I think that's one of the last games you had where I don't know if you got a point maybe.
Yeah, I got blanked out.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. But can you talk about what's been going on lately with you?
We, like us as a line, we've really started to find that chemistry ever since that game. We didn't play a good game. None of us had a point. I think I was -3 or -2. And we kind of had a talk. We're like, we got to get going. It's starting to get to the end of the season. And we just ramped up our play, and our chemistry has been like off the charts right now, which is awesome.
We also purchased a skate sharpener. If you were at the outdoor game, Charlie's got a great shot, but one of his other biggest weapons is his feet. And he lost an edge late in the first period, and that was, we had no sharpener, we had no access to a sharpener. And so a big reason he was -3 that day was one of his biggest weapons was gone. But to reiterate, that line has been dynamite since that point in the season.
You guys, with what you've achieved as a program for the players, do you guys walk into a game against Hermantown feeling like underdogs anymore?
I feel like not anymore, because we saw what happened in 2020, and we know anyone can beat anyone. So we step into this game. We like being the underdog if we're so the underdog. We play with nothing to lose. Just leave it all out there and see what happens.
They don't feel like this big unbeatable team anymore, I guess.
No.
David, what made you so confident that Charlie was just because he scored so many goals, or did you have a particular feeling about this moment?
Well, I mean, he's been great all year, and after he missed that backdoor tap in, I saw him skate over to the corner and put his head down. I just gave him a pat on the back and said, "You're gonna get another chance, and it's going in." And then he looked up at the jumbotron. I turned his head and said, "Don't even look at it. It's coming."
What was that swing like in the first period? When it looked like there was a little bit of confusion with the goal that they reviewed and called back. And then, of course, they go down and score one. What was just kind of that swing like?
Well, certainly a big momentum swing, thinking that, maybe we score. The replay was very clear, it did not go in. But still the emotion is there. So you have to, recover from that, and then, we fail to get the puck out of the zone, they get a bounce and score right away. But I was really impressed with our guys and how we answered that goal with a goal before the end of the period, and that was a critical goal to be able to even it up before we went in for the break.
Coach, just touch a little bit on this kind of now rivalry with Hermantown, state championship, hockey day, state semifinal. What's that been like for you guys?
Well, it's interesting. The gentleman here, asked, does it feel like an unachievable mountain? And it's interesting. We do feel like we have a great rivalry with Hermantown, but the reality is, and we have it on our game sheet, before today, our overall record with them is 1-9. So if someone who doesn't know Minnesota hockey or who hasn't seen Mahtomedi and Hermantown play, they'd be like, what kind of rivalry is this? And yet, I have the utmost respect for Pat Andrews and his program, and it seems we play very similarly, and whenever we match up, it seems to be a tight game, and whoever's going to win is going to really have to earn it. And so, but there is definitely a history, going back to 2010, where they won in overtime after there was a disallowed goal at the buzzer that we thought we had scored, and we play them every summer. We play them every fall at the first weekend of the season, and it's always a battle. Both programs have a lot of respect for one another, and we just went into the game today having a sense, and not knowing whether we'd win or not, but having a sense it was going to be a great hockey game.
Do you think anything's happened in the last 5 years or so, Coach, that's kind of, leveled the playing field? Like, maybe your program rising up to that point, or where it does feel like you have, a great chance in these contests?
I think, like a lot of things in life, it's, what's the expectation? And I think that's the biggest thing that has changed. The expectation in the room, and the expectation in the off season, where kids our players know that the bar is set higher, and if you don't set the bar high, you're never gonna hit it, and so I think that's been the biggest change. Has been just the expectation. But I don't know if anyone was going to ask the question, but I wanted to point out that David won about 7 or 8 draws down the stretch with probably from the 4-minute mark, right after the timeout, and to be able to put a guy out there and know he's going to win a draw is so valuable, and he's done for us all year. He's been a great leader, and he's definitely the stick that stirs our drink.
I know you guys have been here before coming into the semis, but what do you do on the day off, and what's the anticipation kind of like coming into today's game?
You guys want to talk?
Yeah, obviously, you're trying to stay focused. There's a lot of distractions going on with all the AA games. Me and Chuck are rooming, so we just, I think we only went to 2 periods at the X, and then we're just trying to rest, stay in our hotel rooms, and just keep the distractions blocked out.
I think it's the best day of the year. Having one on Wednesday, I have no idea why the AA schools do not lobby to flip-flop it every other year. How valuable is a day off to be able to rest? We actually practiced in them yesterday morning. I got on the ice, and it's a day where you can kind of heal up, make sure we get ice on bumps and bruises, and kind of push the reset button. But it's one of our favorite days of the year, to be perfectly honest.
Jeff, you said you thought it would take perfection today. Do you think that's what you got?
Well, I'm a golf coach also, and one of my favorite sayings is golf is not a game of perfect, and hockey is not a game of perfect either. But I think we had the championship kind of effort that we needed to win battles, and we got a couple bounces here and there that whether it was our pucks not going in our net or getting out of the zone, and you need those kind of things. But you know, when you work hard, sometimes luck can fall in your direction.
Corey said the other day, you know, he talked about how they could be physical and maybe, I don't know, scare him or whatever he said. Do you think that comment kind of show that you guys really don't have much fear about any opponent?
We talk about the difference between being confident and cocky. We want to stay as far away from cocky as we can, but we also know that one of the most dangerous things in athletics is a confident athlete. And so we want our guys to be as confident as possible. And I think they've gotten to a spot where they've put the hard work in. They've done all the homework. They've touched every base where they can be confident going into the game.
Charlie, how confident is this group right now?
We're feeling great. I feel like we're playing at the best level we can right now, and we're just so excited to get over the hump of the semifinals, and we're focused on the prize tomorrow.
Going back to the winning goal again, Hermantown is really great, and I'm amazed at how effective they are. And coming out of their zone, they throw that rink-wide pass so well, right on the stick, change the game around board to board, and they're gone. Did you anticipate that when you moved up and picked that one up?
Yeah, I saw him looking across the ice, and he passed it, and I stopped right there and read it perfectly, because they were doing that all game,
Right.
going back
All
and
season.
forth across ice. Yeah, we knew they did that, and I was lucky to be in that position, stop and get the puck.
I just wondered if that entered your mind and instinct in you.
Yeah, we talk about how they go cross ice a lot, yeah, because that's how they play.
Because that was as big a part of that as certainly the shot wouldn't happen without that.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
the shot also, I mean, that guy's gonna have dreams about that. That went right through his legs.
So is this guy.
Right. Different dreams.
Yeah.
Dream nightmare. Fantastic play.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What are the last 48 seconds like? Like, probably feel like you won when that goes in.
Yeah, we were just trying to let everyone know, like, to calm down. It's not over yet, but we knew we were so excited, but we had business to do for that last 45 seconds, try to get it out, do anything to get it out, and then celebrate after the buzzer sounds.
I'll be honest, I think it was Cav Bruner had a shot at the open net. And when it went down, the clock was at 19 something. And my first thought was, at least it's past the 21.6 mark, where Hermantown had tied it up in 2020. So, but I thought our guys were composed, and they took care of the puck in that last 48 seconds, and credit to them.
Any other questions?
You talk about that game so much, it's obviously fresh in your mind. But how about the one, have you seen the movie Hockey Man?
I have purposefully refrained from seeing it. I might be able to see it in the springtime here.
Well, you should see it, because this is a replay. You know, they had a pretty awesome team. I don't know what the shots were that year, 42-12 or something, and you beat them in overtime. But this one, you didn't steal. This one, you played them hard, and you played them physically tough, and your penalty kill was great. But I just wondered, the similarities were amazing of them coming in with all that momentum, and they knew how tough you were, but the similarity, you'll enjoy the movie more now.
I'll look forward to it.
It ends pretty well for you already.
Pardon me?
The movie ends pretty well for you already.
Give you another movie off this one.
Coach Nurse, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.